So, yeah, welcome again. So, I plan to have this section for just. So, there's this random idea that popped on my head. So, this year I'm spending time to read a lot. So, there was this idea that popped up in my head. So, yeah. So, there was this idea that popped up in my head. Um, so, like so I've been having this thing I'm doing, which is constant reading. And so there was this issue I faced. So there are some kind of materials you read, and they tend to be a little bit, too complex to understand. And so I have this issue of, going to ChatGPT and pasting maybe I'm reading a book and they made a statement that I do not understand. I copy and paste in chat GPT. So that process is kind of stressful. So sometimes I always wish I could just, in that PDF reader or material reader, if I could have an AI feature, there that could help me explain. And also, there's something, if you used to reading material, you notice there's something you can do. You can highlight a point and you can annotate a point. So let's imagine you have a particular book you are reading, a particular online material you are reading. It could be a PDF, it could be an ePub, ePub, or whatever they call it. It could be a MS Word, whatever it is. And you want to highlight a point, you could highlight a point. And what if when you highlight a point, when you highlight that point, you can drop a comment there, like you annotate that point. So someone could get access to that material, see the point you've annotated or what you've annotated. They could also drop a reply or comment on your annotation. Drop comment on your annotation. You could reply. So it's more like making book reading interactive. So you can get the point. So now let's imagine people have read that material a minute. So let's imagine that people have read that material and they kind of enjoyed the material and they gave you the material. And maybe we're just going through the material, and because people have made comment on some points in that material while reading the material, just like similar to footnotes, you could just click and see what people have said on that point. You can also make your own comment. So that's what I'm trying to build, and with AI feature as an assistant. uh, so I want to share the link of this live stream. I'm coming. Yeah, so I'm still here, just trying to make sure it's streaming well. So can you hear me clearly? Let me know in the chat. Feels like I'm getting a little bit of echo. Okay. Pure water, I'm a whole people. So, okay. So let me know if it's clear enough. So although I don't know the name to give the app yet, so permit me to use any name that comes to my mind. So let me call the app I don't know. Let me call it Book Collabo. Read Collab. No, what am I doing? Sure, you know why they laugh? If you, I just they laugh. Say tomorrow, tomorrow when you no come tell me, say, guys, shey you be remember when you dey do live stream, why you come stop? And I don't say you your mouth you fit talk anything. But I no go give up. I no go give up. So I'll try to be consistent. Consistency is the key. God, I beg. Nothing go happen. Don't worry. Nothing go happen. So what I feel is that this is what I'll be doing. So overnight like this, I'll just say, what I'm doing is just trying to, document my progress. So overnight like that, I can just stream when I'm writing codes. So in the evening, I always come live around 10 p.m. Talk about anything, talk about faith. I know they sleep by 9 p.m. again. What did I get when I was sleeping 9 p.m.? I beg you. You get something where I be want to talk, but me I no talk am. Abba, no now. I will sleep when I've gotten the job done. Oh my God. 9 p.m. Okay. No, I no fit talk am. So tomorrow when they come back to this video, say tomorrow when they come back, come tell me say when they tell me say do you remember when you said this? No, I have to be careful. Jeez. Python 3. No. Jesus. I thought they disgraced myself. How do I create virtual environment? Annotation 3. I don't disgrace myself. The feel like I no go dey. Okay, sharp. I still sabi, to be honest. So, but I don't know if you heard me. What I was saying. I said so. The app I want to build is just a kind of. So just imagine you have a software or an app, sorry, where you can go to. So in that app, you have different groups. It could be public group and private group. So in those public groups, let's imagine we have a group called classical theology. So when you join the classical theology group, you see lots of materials. It could be one material, two materials in the group. Now, those materials, when you click one of the materials, definitely many people are in that group that you joined. So let's imagine you join the group. So when you join the group, you see a material. Let's say they call it the name of the material is I don't know, let's call the material. What can we call the material? Let's say the material is called Introduction to Biblical Theology. So when you now join the Introduction to Biblical Theology, you see the PDF material. So sometimes you can be reading those materials and their contents could be a little bit hard to grasp. You might not really understand the content. It could be a little bit tricky to understand. So what the app is trying to do is this. What the app is trying to do is that in those materials, you can, let's say, okay, let me give you an example. I have a material I'm reading here, and I think you should try out the material. So I'm reading this material called Lamb of the Free. So I'm reading this material, Lamb of the Free. So see, I'm reading this material and I'm dropping footnotes here. So well-being, offering for celebration. So let me look for another one. Let me give you another one. Apple. So okay. So yes. So I was reading this. So the purpose and the occasion. So and I saw something. They were talking about the Eucharistic ritual. They were talking about the Eucharistic ritual. So look at the Eucharistic ritual. So I dropped this let me call it annotation here. Eucharistic ritual. So if I give somebody this PDF, they don't need to go to ChatGPT to understand that line. They could just look at it, okay, Eucharistic text. So this software I plan on building is a software that so now I'm the one who wrote this. So tomorrow Nifemi can decide to add his own. So Nifemi can decide to add his own annotation, and I can also decide to reply Nifemi's annotation. So it's more like giving life to text of a book. So let's imagine in the next 20 years now, another person joins that group and opens that material. Now, when that person opens that material and is looking at reading this material, you would have seen a lot of things highlighted, and by the time he clicks on one of the footnotes, or let me call it annotation, by the time he clicks on one of those annotations, you will see comments from caller 5 years ago, Nife's response to caller on that annotation 4 years ago. You will see many things on that, and he can also drop a comment also, or let me call it an annotation, and he can also reply. So this is it. We have annotation and then we have comment. So annotation is this. So comment is your reply to an annotation. So that's what I'm planning on doing. And also adding an AI feature. So you see all these texts I've selected. Some of them are a little bit complex for me originally, although this book is a very, very simple and interesting book. So what I did was that what I usually do is that I copy it and then I go ahead to go and paste it in ChatGPT or any AI that explains it for me. And when they explain it for me, So when they explain it for me, they explain it for me. I come and I drop the footnotes for inside my chat. Guys, be careful what you say in my chat. So the guy, Nife, please. Okay, so sorry about the distraction. So sorry about the distraction. So this is what we are just going to be doing. So I want to also add one feature I also want to add is this. So when you select the test, instead of going to ChatGPT in that software, you have something like an AI that could help you, generate a footnote, and it will be really to be really helpful. And the reason why it will be really helpful is that there will be much more context. So the AI will have a context of the whole book. So it's not as if you are just giving AI a portion. So, that is what we plan. That is what we plan to do. So that's what I plan to do. So I don't know. I'm not really good at this thing they call designing with. I'm not really good at designing. But let's try something. There's this thing. Maybe I could show the design and stuff. I generated the PRD, but let me see. What's the name? Draw.io. Yes, tell him. Don't be AI the build. Oh Jesus, you are not even listening to me. Thank you, Jennifer. Tell him to let me concentrate. Sleep in my eye. Be like I go back to 9 p.m. Don't worry, my 2 supporters in the chat. I see you guys. I love you guys. I'll never forget you. Well, I hope the audio is good. It feels like the audio is not good enough. I don't know. Hope it's good, Sha. Let me know. Hope it's good, Sha. What am I doing? Blank diagram. So here we go. God, don't let me disgrace myself. So we have something like this. We have users. Hi. Imagine my potential employer seeing this and it's like, so this boy cannot use this thing. So we have users in the app. Oh, jeez. I think this part is one of like the toughest part of, not really the toughest part, but one of the part of software engineering that people try to avoid a lot. I mean, I could just go ahead and start coding. It's easier for me, but you see, to sit down and plan and draw is a little bit tough. It's not as easy as it looks. But let me just go ahead. So we have users. So we have users on board on the platform. So Jesus. So we have groups. Okay, let me just create the entities we have. I wish I have an engineer join me, but all of them are, everybody are on their own. So I have users, I have groups. Oh, we have materials. So materials. It could be yeah, the engineer, the spiritual engineer. Oh my God. A material we have. Oh my God. have material. I mean, if you can't hear me, let me know. So we have materials. So it could be PDF, ePub. It could be PDF, ePub, doc. Is that the correct doc? Or PowerPoint? What is the extension for PowerPoint? PowerPoint. Is this the spelling of PowerPoint? Power. Spell power. P-O-W-E-R. No. Oh. Well, let's just leave it like this. I mean, so we have user groups and we have materials. Okay, thank you so much. Much love. So we have materials, we have users. So we have users, that's you and I when you start using my. And look at the beautiful thing. Let me show you. Okay, PPT. Yeah, thank you so much, Pastor Nifemi. So let me tell you, see the beautiful thing about this app. One thing that will make you love this app is the fact that you see this app as a school student. Imagine, there are some materials that your seniors usually give you. Imagine your seniors are giving you you can come on this software. Your seniors can come on this software, and then they put these materials on the software, and then they've made comments. The guy on first class has made comment. Sometimes you could be reading a book. The author is an Oyibo man. The author of the book is an Oyibo man, and then the way he wrote it, you did not understand. But there's this scholar in your department. The guy has gone through the material, and those technical part, he already annotated them by putting something that is easier to grasp for you. So he put it there in a way that you understand. Now you too, when you read the book and you understand, you can also annotate those points. You can also reply to somebody's annotation. You can just. So now the beautiful thing about this thing is that even when you leave the school, so even in like 5 years time, when another junior comes to the school and they add him to that group on the software, when he goes through that material, you will see your own annotation, your comment on that point, that you've made on that point that you made 5 years ago. So it's something that adoption rate is very high. It's something that schools can use, anybody can use. I believe it's a beautiful stuff. So we have user, we have groups, we have materials, we have annotations. Let me call it annotations. We have annotations. We have, just permit me, we have annotations. We have comments. So comments, we have comments. Comments are responses to annotations. So we have user groups, material. So this is it. User joins groups. You understand? A user joins groups. A user can join multiple groups. So groups could be private or public. You understand? So, and imagine that I create a private group. Maybe I create a private group on how to be a software developer. I could add subscription that people should subscribe to join my private group. Yes, I got the idea from that ePubs stuff I was telling you about. Yeah, that was where I got the idea from. It just makes reading interesting. I usually imagine when I was in school, some of those materials or slides that your lecturers always give you, they have been using it for long, or some of them. And so imagine you are going through those slides, and those your past seniors, you can see their comments on all those things. Those features exist in some PDFs, but imagine you see one of your seniors' response to another senior in that material. So it kind of makes it much more interesting and making reading interesting. So it's the stuff that people will definitely use. I'm very positive about that. People will definitely use. So imagine the use case is wide. Imagine I'm a pastor also, and I have disciples I'm raising. I can create a private group add them to my private group. All these materials I'm reading, I'm putting comments. So when my disciple is reading one, maybe I can recommend to my disciple that, okay, you guys in this group, I want you to read so and so book. So as they are reading the book, they are seeing my annotations. And as they are seeing my annotation, they can comment on my annotation, ask me a question. They can see my response to people's comment. They too, they can comment. So even in 10 years time, even in 100 years time, if the app still exists, even let's say in 100 years time, if in 100 years time I want to die, so let's say in 100 years time when I'm gone, somebody can still see my comments, just like my commentaries, just like commentaries, having the commentaries inside the book, having the commentaries inside the book, inside that group. So you don't have to go far to source for the commentaries of people that have read that material. So just let me give you another example. I just want you to see what I say. So imagine you are reading the Bible and you get to somewhere, Isaiah chapter 4 verse 2, and you can just click on that Isaiah chapter 4 verse 2, and you can see Charles Spurgeon commentary. You can see everybody's commentary, people's commentary. So you don't need to go and be sourcing for commentary outside. You can only see their commentary. You can even add your own comments. You understand? So that's the kind of feature I'm trying to build. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to build. So we have users will join group. So we have groups. The groups could be private or public. Groups could be private or public. We have materials, it could be ePubs, docs, and we have annotations. Annotations are... My second name should be Dames. Why I not go use 100 years for this set? No. Don't you like the head? Don't mind me. So we have annotations. Yes, something like WPS, but to be... Now, the thing about WPS, I'm not sure WPS allows you to respond to somebody's annotation. So it's more like we are bringing this feeling of interacting with somebody. So just imagine that a text becomes a post on Facebook. You understand? A text becomes a post. So what WPS and this one I showed here, what it permits is that they permit annotation, and it's fine. But what I'm trying to do is that I want annotations to be interactive, and I want to be able to see who made that annotation. The user that made that annotation, I want to be able to know the user. I want to also be able to see people's comment to that user's annotation, and I also want to be able to comment. People should be able to like a particular annotation. People should be able to dislike. Okay, Demas. Okay. So people should be able to like. So people should be able to like a particular annotation. People should be able to dislike a particular annotation. So people should be able to comment. People should be, those kind of making annotations interactive and beautiful. So that's what I'm trying to do. And it's really pretty. There are a lot I see doing with the app. There are a lot, but let me keep that off the public. So we have annotations, we have comments. So yes, it will be a reader, a PDF reader, and it will be a PDF reader. It will also be a MS Word reader. Yeah, it will be a reader, but to be web version, because I wanted to make it a mobile app. But I was thinking that even I discovered this problem while I was reading on my laptop. So I think if you have a laptop and you have a phone, I feel you read more on your laptop. This guy, are you not a multitude? What do you mean by the public? And only me there, no only there. There are legions here. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is, so you now have multiple. You have so that's what I'm just trying to say. You distracted me. but I really like that. It's fine. So we have annotation. Yeah, to be web version, and yeah, to be able to work offline, we plan on using a PWA, a progressive web app. So there are sometimes you go to an app and you can add that. You can go to a web app and you can add that web app to your home screen. Uh, when a web app when a web app permits you to interact with it like a mobile app, so that's a progressive web app. You understand? So I would have done a desktop app, but I don't have the time or the capacity, the resources, the engineering resources to do that. So I'm just using web, so you can access web with your phone and you can access it here. So although I'm using both, the name is Marginalia for now. Okay, I would expect it. So the name of the app is Marginalia. For now, I'm going to change it. So I will prompt that behind the scene, but also we have annotations. So annotation is going to have some features. Let me shift this now. Annotations will have some features. Annotation is going to have features like ID of material ID, the user ID, that is material ID, user ID. Okay. This thing na ChatGPT give am that name. What do you think about the name? Do you think the name is nice? I don't like the name. Material ID. So the annotation will contain the material ID, that is what material are we annotating, who is the user that's making the annotation, timestamp. So that is when the timestamp. We're going to have a timestamp. Timestamp, that is when it was edited, when it was created. We are also going to have likes, number of likes, or let me just call it likes. Yeah, or let me call it reactions. So we have reactions. So these reactions will also be a table. Okay. So I don't know what they call it. I think this is what they call, system design. Is this system design? I don't know. I know I'm designing my system. So we have reactions. So I think my reactions should. Oh my Jesus. So let me just call it reaction. Reactions. So let me remove. Okay, I can leave reactions here. So I'll have a reactions table. I have comments. So comments, we have so I don't need to have the material ID connected to the comment, since I have the annotation. So I'll have annotation ID. I'm going to have my annotation ID. User ID, that is the user that made that comment. I'm also going to have timestamp. So I don't know if there's a way control. Let me check if I can make this bold. Okay. To show that this is for the table. Comments, make it bold. So I think maybe I'll just be doing this, regularly on Friday nights. Except I have VG. I'm a Christian, so even Muslims do VG too. So I'm going to be doing this when I'm free on Friday night. Control B. I was sleep in my eye. But yeah. I'm going to have groups. We have users. I have users. I have groups. Private or public. Control B. So I have annotations. So I have this on that. I have okay. Annotations. So we have materials. So annotation ID, user ID, timestamp. So I think the app is not that complex. The app is not that complex. So in groups, so we will have a group table. Let me comments. So comments too can have reactions. Comments too can have reactions. Comments can have reactions. Groups too. So groups could be public. So let's say user. What are the features of a user? Let me make this bold. Okay. And tasty. Yeah, I'll be back. Let me grab a bottle of water, please. I'll be back. Yeah, so permit me to put on the fan. Hopefully it is not going to make too much noise. Oh my god. So back to it. So we have users. Minutes. So can you hear me? we have users. Okay, so what are the features of users? So definitely we know they will have ID, username, we have users will have password, definitely. What other features can we use? What other attributes can we use to a user? Username, password, other information like the day they joined, date joined. So let me just call it timestamp. Cabo. Yeah, welcome, Ola. Nice to have you here. So we have username, password, timestamp. We have other features that you could think of. So I will add them. Well, this group now, I think this is where things might be a little bit complex. So this is what I plan to do. You see this material. Imagine we have two different groups. Okay. We have two different. Okay, let me call this. Let's say we have visibility. So we have groups. We have visibilities. Okay, yes. My brain is booting gently and gently. So we have we have visibility. So in a group like this, we can also have because we are going to have membership. So what we are going to have is group membership. So in some database, if you are using something like if you are using non-relational database, that is database like MongoDB and stuff, it will permit you. I think you can even do it with you can do it permits you to use array, but it's just better to have another table. So anytime you want to design something like group and membership, I'll just advise that you have a group table and you have a group membership table. So that group membership table will be the one it will stand as an intercessor between your groups and users. So instead of having an array of users in your groups, so let's call it group members or members, group members, group members or membership, group memberships. So we could have don't worry, one day like this we'll have engineers from Google, Amazon, and the from Fang and Man companies, who are peer coding, building products together live, by the grace of Almighty Jesus. Yeah. So Ola, let me see your comment. Let me see what if you have if you want me to explain anything, just reach out to me. I just drop it here. So we have this. Sorry if this is getting boring for you. I mean, that's the work of it. Now, imagine how we live as engineers doing this boring stuff. Although it's not boring, I find it interesting, thinking and stuff. So most time when you are watching movies, you see programmers, just typing on their keyboard like, and you are like, man, I want to be a programmer. No, that's not how it is many of the time. Many of the time, it's more of looking, and it's more of just thinking and sometimes screaming at your computer for no reason, for the rubbish you wrote. Oh my gosh. So we have group membership. So we have the user ID, yes. That user and the group ID. We now have the user role. So I could make it a string, I could make it an ID. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it, I don't know. Let me just call it role ID. So we're going to have rows. Let me call it row. Oh, you are the programmer that na lie. You think fast, na lie. Role ID. So let me call this row. So this row will just contain row name. So row name, it could be something like moderator. It could be because computer science. So you see we have role here, role name. This role name that we have now, it could now the reason we're having role is because definitely if you are creating anything like a group, you understand. Sorry, let me drink my wine. Zero name, leader. Okay, let me give you that for being on the live with me. So when the app goes live, just know that you gave it that name, group leader. So let's say group leader, no, class captain, I can't do that now. So role name could be, let's say we have, let me say group leader. Is group leader good? I'm reconsidering. So let me call it group leader. No, that's not good. Group leader. No. If I delete that comment, what do you mean by this? I beg you. I'm just an innocent boy doing live stream. No, let them come carry me. What is the meaning of I beg you? You be like since I start this thing, just dey look for something where they go use coca. You find something where they go use coca carry me for my house. Make they just bust my house when they beat me up. Nothing like a pop for you. Group leader. Say group leader and just group leader. We have group leader or moderator. Okay, we can have group leader, we can have moderators, and then we can have just normal members. So let's call them. Members will not be a good name because of naming, something about naming. I'm telling you, the one thing I've realized, like with my years of experience as an engineer, I mean, yes, this is 2026, so I think I'm having close to 5+ years in software engineering. I don't dey turn agba. So what I'm trying to say is this. Okay, yeah. So that's where I'm even going. So one of the things I found that is very tough in software engineering is naming. I mean naming could be this guy 5k for early bird, I'll be in your class. So one of the problem is naming. Naming could cause problem. Yes, naming could cause problem. So there's this thing we're working on. So I'm not going to give you the real name, but the name is called admin requests. So the thing is actually called admin requests, but when I enter the code base, they call it request admin. So when everybody is talking, so because I just newly joined them, so when people are saying we have to call, so when people are talking, I mean the people in the marketing side, people that are not technical, so they are like, the admin request should do this. When the admin makes request, but me, I'll be finding it hard. Admin request, I'll be request admin, because the person on the back end called it request admin instead of admin request. So naming is very important. I mean, naming, if you can name things well, you are good you are very good engineer. So we have room name, group leaders, moderators, members. So for role, definitely we are going to have role ID. Yeah, I no break my neck. So we have group membership. So we have this group membership, the user ID, group ID, role ID. Now for annotation. Now let me tell you something. In annotation, now you see this thing. Let me give you some. Sorry, I'm new to MacBook. So you see this thing you are seeing here. There's what we call offsets. I think that's the name, offsets. So when we want to annotate, so just imagine it like this, that when you want to annotate a document, and this is something beautiful about engineering. Now this is a material. Now look at this material. If I increase this, look at this material. This is page 24 of 152. Now if I increase the size, sorry, I'm not increasing. So if I should increase the size, let me increase the size. So I've increased the size. So it is now page show now. Jesus. So this is page 28 of 184. Let me reduce it. Page 20. See, it is now page 24. It is now page. What page is it now? Are you seeing the pages? Okay, so it is now page 21. So you see that when we talk about annotation, that is getting annotation properly. Sorry. When we talk about getting annotations properly, one thing is very important to getting we cannot use our pages, our material page to get annotation properly. We are going to mess up things, because pages could change based on font size and the user's computer size and the PDF reader and stuff. So what we are going to do is that we are going to convert so the moment we get a material, we are going to convert that material to a string. So let's imagine we get a PDF. We are going to convert that material to string. So the material could be 1,000 pages. We will convert everything. So it is a material. We will convert everything to string. So to get the offsets, what we will now do is that, okay, so the moment somebody selects from here like this, so let's imagine somebody comes here and is selecting here. The moment somebody selects here like this, so the front end too would have converted it to string. I don't know, I'm sure there will be a better way to approach it, but at my level for now, this is what I can think of. Tomorrow I could think of a better way. So what I plan on doing is that front end will convert this. Sorry, a minute. So front end will convert this to string. So they have converted the whole file to string. So they will now count that where is this one located. So they'll say, okay, is it located in the offset start at 2758, 2759, 2756, 2757 words. So to be like this. So the offset start to be the 257th word and the 258th word. So that means the person selected from year to year. So that anytime they come back to the app, we can always know what the offset is. If you're an engineer, you will get that. And if you didn't get that, you will get it one day. So annotations, we have offsets, the material ID, the user ID, the person that made the annotation, the reaction to the annotation. So offsets, we are going to have offset start, offset, and one thing we're also going to have is offset start, offset timestamp, and we're also going to have the actual text that was selected. Actual selected. So Nifemi, just make me realize when I can come to your class, because it's true, I don't really know how to name. So actual selected text. Actual selected text. So yeah, actual selected text. Yeah, so we're going to have this. So how is the flow going to be? So the users can, so this is what happens. Users can join group. So users can join group. So let me do it like this. Just permit me. So let's just call this users. User. Okay, I think let me use this is okay, an actor. Let me call him a user. User A. User A. So this is user A. This is user A. We have user A. User A joins a group. So let me look for what to annotate the group. So user I. Scratchpad, is it drag elements here? No. So user A can join a group. User A can. So if user A wants to join a group, he will join the user group membership. Group member. Okay, let me do it like this. So let's do it like this. User A creates a group. Let's call it group. group A. So user A can create, let's say create, user A can create group A, can also create, let's just imagine it creates group A, it creates a group. Now what happens is that we create a group. As it creates a group, what we do is we add user A to the group, creates a group of type type of group. So just know I will use the type for the name. So type of group, it creates a group. Then what we do is we add him. It's added to. So definitely we must have a group first before we can add. We'll use set. So we have group membership. So we have group membership. So that this group membership, wow, this is one thing I love about engineering. So this group membership, it will contain this group membership is going to contain user A. It's going to contain, just say, contain user A and group A, and also going to have role. Let's call it so let's say the role ID is admin, because it created the group. So we're also going to have timestamp. So that timestamp will be the date joined. So the timestamp will be date time now. So the time he joined, that's what is going to be the group admin. So the user A creates a group. So user A creates a group. The system automatically creates this for it. Then we have group membership. So we have the group. So let's now imagine we have a user B. Let's say we have user B. No. We have user B. So I have user B. Isabi automatically so yeah, so you know Isabi joins group. So Isabi joins group. Now Isabi joins group. What do? You still create a membership. So when somebody creates a group, it creates a membership. Permit me, sorry. Oh jeez. You know what? Yeah, so it creates so we create a group membership record for them with the group name and the ID name and their role ID. If we decide to use a role ID. So we have them now. This is what happens when somebody creates a group or joins a group. So now what we want to do is group member. We have group membership. So role, we have role. So now uploading material. So user A will set rules. So let me do it like the group will also have rules. So list of rules, permissions. You understand? Groups will also have permissions. So we can make our permission also a table on its own. We can call it group permissions. Group permissions. Yeah, group permission. It will be good to have a group permission. Group permission. Group. Let me call it group permissions. Control A. Control B. Group. So call it group permissions. Group permissions. So to contain like it contains this table contains list of rules and permissions. So that's what is going to be contained here. So a group could have so should we make a group have an array of permissions? Should we make it have an array of permissions? Because I'm looking at this permissions table. Let me just call it group permissions. Contains group permission, because we could have different permissions. Okay, let me just call it permissions, because we could make our permissions accommodate permissions beyond. Okay, so let me just call it permissions. So let me say group permissions contains let me create another one, group permission. group permission. So imagine this group permission will be a lot. To be a lot. Imagine one group could have 5 group permissions table. Imagine one group having 5 group permission table and we have like 20, we have like 1,000 groups. Imagine having 1,000 groups and they are like having like 5. I don't think I'll go this route, but group permission, let's say group ID and permission. Let's just go with this permission. That's its cons and pros. Group permission and group ID. I'll use an array field. I think using an array field would be better. Yes, an array field might be better. So while a group is created, create group. So let me add another arrow. So even before creating group, permission is added. Create group and group and group permission. So when somebody no. So type A. So when somebody creates a group, somebody joins that group. Okay. So I have a condition. If group is just created, and this has creation. So if the group is just created, thank you. So if the group is just created, so if it's just being created, so what with this? Okay. Is that it creates group? What happens is that if group is just created, create permissions alongside group membership. You can use some SQL actions to make this faster. So group membership. Okay. So let's talk about adding materials. So user A we have our actor again. Our actor, art materials. So art material to group. So add material to group. So what we do is material. When we talk about adding material to group, so we have to have a relationship between materials and group. Definitely. So now this is what I plan to do. The way I plan to handle material is in a way that to save cost of memory and cost of not memory, sorry, storage. So imagine a group is talking on imagine a group has a material and another group has that same material and another group has that same material. It will not be so good for me to have multiple materials on my database. So so what I'm going to do is find a way around it to make sure that on the outside they believe they are uploading a material, but me on the back end, what I plan to do is that you see these materials. What I want to do with these materials is that a minute please. What I plan to do with this material is that, so let's imagine somebody uploads this a material in group A. They upload a material called classical theology in group A, and in classical theology.pdf in group A, and in group B they upload classical theology in group B, another person, and in group C they now upload classical theology _1. So the names might be different but the same material, different groups. So what I want to do is that I want it to still be one material. So during upload of a material, what I do is that I will find a way to check if that material already exists in the database. I don't want to keep so much. I think it has more pros than cons. So let's look. So add material. So we are going to have what we call a material and groups table. So I don't even know the name to give it. So I'll call it material attribution. So or group materials. Yes. So we have group materials. So what will the group material have? Group materials will have ID of the material ID and group ID and the person putting it in the group. What should we give the person? Publisher. Is that a good name? Uploader. Let me just give it that name. Uploader ID, which is also a user, that is user. So when somebody adds a material to the group, so on the material, once somebody on the materials table, what we do is so okay, this is what I'll do. So yeah, so if material, so I think okay, you might be wondering, how do I know if a material already exists? So one way to know is by, I think, converting it to there's a way to know. A minute. So I will get back to that. Okay, so yeah, I'm correct. I'm going to use file hashing. I'm going to compute a SHA-256 hash, of the file content. So if two files have the same content, they will have the same hash. So just like bring this hash. So what I'm going to do, if materials are the same, if material already so that means we are going to keep the hash of materials. We are going to keep the hash of material. So if material already exists, if the material already exists, what I'll just do is if material already exists, true. So if it already exists, I'm just going to group, get the material ID, and create a group material object. True. Group material object. I'm going to create a group material object with material ID, creator, let me say uploader ID. Person that uploaded the uploader ID, yeah, and the group ID where it is uploaded to. Group ID. So if else, create material. So if material already is true, so if material already exists, create group material, else create material. So when we are creating material, we are hosting. So create material, get the material ID and the group ID, and do this. Add material to group. If material already exists, false. Create material. So if material already exists, add it to group material. So, and how do we remember what I said? So how do I know if material has already been uploaded? It's so simple. Just hash the two materials, hash the material, and check the database if we have an hash of that matches that hash. If we do, then we have a match. So I mean, I think you could do it for other things like images and stuff. So maybe, I'm not sure, or just an idea. So add material to group. Now one more thing. We've added material to group. Now how do we annotate? User comes. And they want to annotate. User wants to annotate. So a user wants to annotate. So front end create. So we create annotation. So we accept. So front end will convert that file, remember, to like a string, and then they send us the offsets, the material ID. Oh no, they are going to send us the group material ID. I mean, they send us the group material ID, because that the group material ID. They also send us the group material ID. if you have the group material ID, we already know the material, we already know the group. So they send us what else? The offset start. CRT offset start. They send us the offset end, and they could send us the page, but no need of the page. Send us the actual test. So they send us the actual test. So we already have this. We are good to go. Yeah. Offset. I have this annotation. So group material, the offset start, offset and actual test. We get this, we create an annotation. So simple. It has 0 likes. So we'll go back to liking reaction later. But yeah. So we make a notification system. So after I create a send notification to other members of the group, pointing them to the annotation. When okay, now actual test annotation and the notes. Actual test, when they make an annotation, the notes no, don't let me overcomplicate it. And the notes, yeah. So let me come with annotation. Notes. Annotations could be edited. So send pointing them to the annotation. When they click the notification, that means when we are sending the notification, we will pass the offset value so that front end can be able to point them to where the offset is. I'm sure that makes sense a lot. So we have that. So somebody comments on an annotation. So let's call this user B. So we have user A, actor. So let's say this user also comes and says, oh, let me create a comment. So the annotation, it gets the call it comments. So let's call it comments. So we get the annotation ID, and then we get the actual comment body. So we get the user ID, Yeah, this one will get the user ID definitely. Comment body. Noisy for me. So yeah, when somebody drops a comment, we have our annotation ID. We have I didn't know me first here. Thank you, Manga. So we have comment, annotation ID, user ID, comment body. So we have this beautiful stuff. Annotation ID, user ID, comment body. So that's good enough for our annotation. Our annotation comment, reactions will come in later. So I think that is basically it. So even a comment can have a comment. You understand? A comment can have a comment. So we'll add that later. A comment can have a comment. Yeah. A comment can have a comment. So a comment can have a comment, like what I was saying. So I think this is basically okay. Should we look at the reaction part? So annotation now. Reaction. Now I want to have list of reactions. Let's say 5 reactions. Like, should we just use likes and thumbs down? Yes, I don't think there's point having heart reaction or no. Just you like it or you don't like it. So we have what we call annotation reactions. So let's call this annotation reactions. So we want to have our annotation reaction. We have our annotation. We have our annotation ID. And we have we have whether like or dislike. So we can just call it, no, do we need to keep ID of it? You can just call it maybe like, yeah, or dislike. Like or dislike. Although I can make it, I could make it a table of, okay, yeah, reaction. We already have reaction. I have reaction. Let me call it reaction ID. So we have annotation ID. We have reaction ID. Ah, my God. Annotation ID, reaction ID. Timestamp, definitely timestamp, and then we have the user ID. So already same as to be the same for comment reaction. We have comment reactions. So we have comment ID. I could use one table, I mean. I could use one table, have annotation and this thing, then one will be null, one will be, if it has a comment ID, then I know it's a comment. So I think that's it. Our system is not something complex, something very, very easy. So this is just our data layer, basics of what will happen. There'll be a little bit more, maybe catching and stuff. I didn't go too deep into how I'll host my file, buckets and stuff. I didn't go into all those details. Maybe salary or workers and stuff like that. I'm not going into that for now. So, thank you for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. So I hope to come back again to do something like this. Do something like this on next week Friday if I'm free again. Respect to you all and respect to myself. But above all, respect to God. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful night rest. And those of you watching me from the UK, I see you all. Thank you. Oh, love from the UK, love from Canada, love from Botswana. Botswana is here now. Botswana is here. Love from Cote d'Ivoire. Okay, I love you, Cote d'Ivoire. Love from UK. Yes, love from UK. Yeah, I see you. I don't want to mention. Okay, I shouldn't mention you guys' name. So I would have mentioned their name, but thank you all. Okay, love from Ghana. Chale. Love you so much, Chale. Love you so much, Chale. Oh, watching from Zimbabwe. Love you so much. Watching from Akure. It is well with you. Good night. Take care. Watching from Akure. Good night. Take care. Bye bye.